handed it. I'm here speaking to you after the abysmal performance in to honesty as the Mariners fell to a 2-1 defeat at the hands of Tranmere Rovers. What a bad game that was. There was hardly any quality in it. And it's the first time I've left a game and gone, this next month is crucial for Grimsby, and that's no word of a lie. Because what I watched today was, well, I'll just say it again, dreadful. Absolutely fucking dreadful. And it's like, you can't describe it anything other than what was that. It was a nothing game really at the start. It was Tranmere definitely had most of the territory, but no real threat, to be completely honest. For the first half an hour, like I said, a lot of territory for Tranmere, but nothing other than that. And then it was just sort of like, they played a ball. Anthony Glennon sort of made a scuff and a mistake, and after got in the mistake, and all I could say is not surprised. And then, like I said, Doug Tarm replied within 4 minutes. Credit was a good ball in from Glennon, and it ricocheted sort of like off a few players, and Doug got his foot onto it, and it sort of trickled into the near post from where I was, and went in at 1-1. I think we were lucky to go in at 1-1, to be honest. And then a player which I've said to a friend of mine really should not be near the first team, Toby Malarkey. It was a half decent move by Tranmere, and then it just easily went in off Malarkey. It was sort of directly off Malarkey, and I don't like pinpointing certain players, but Malarkey's just not up to it for me. He just, every single time, even in the second half, when we were defending sort of like the area that we were, every real bit of danger that we had was down Toby's side. And I've got to be frank, the lad's got no pace. He's got no pace. He's got no real turn of angle that he can turn himself into to make himself easy to pass. Tranmere haven't got a Jody Jones in there who absolutely tore him a good one against Notts County. And it's just showing you, I think, in those areas, we just haven't got the quality, because I said this to a friend. Malarkey should be nowhere near the first team, and Harvey Rogers as well. They should be nowhere near the first team. They are so not inconsistent. They're consistently poor. They're consistently poor. Yes, I am going to question Harvey Cartwright. In regards to, I'm thinking to myself, how bad must Eastwood be if he can't get past Cartwright? And what I mean by that is, Cartwright must be absolutely... He must be the dogs when in training, because, one clean sheet since he actually came in October, and fans are going to turn around and they'll say, he's done well. He hasn't done well. He hasn't done well. And people then say, well, it's the defence in front of him. Exactly. It's collectively as a defence, we're shite. And it's as plain as simple as that. David Artell said in his post-match, not good enough. And it's not good enough. And you're telling me Jake Eastwood is that much worse than Harvey Cartwright, that Harvey deserves to stay in goal? I'm sorry, until someone can show me and prove to me outright that Jake Eastwood is miles behind Harvey Cartwright, then it's not about defending Jake Eastwood. This point is what I'm saying. But it really is Jake Eastwood that much worse than Harvey Cartwright? Not to me. This is just... This is... defensively, our back four may as well not even exist. Because if there's one thing that is for certain, Grimsby Town are going to concede goals every single time. And the reason why this game was so important was it was a team directly above us. Yes, 5 points ahead of us, but they were directly above us. They were one place above us. And we've lost to them. And it's like, well, you lose to a team at home that is directly one place above you and don't look like winning a game. And people talk about playing one up front, Danny Rose again running his up. I feel so sorry for players like Danny Rose. There's nothing they can do when, to be honest with you, for the majority, for 75% of that game, we had nothing. Absolutely nothing. We had that goal, and then after that goal, the only chance we had after that was when Danny Rose came close, which was a good save by their keeper. Apart from that, we had nothing else. And I hate to pick out Toby, and I hate to pick out Harvey, but they're two of the main reasons why we are where we are. But at the same context, saying that, it might sound contradictory, but where we are in 20th place in the table, that is what, 5th bottom? We're 5th bottom because A, we can't keep a clean sheet, B, our defence is nowhere near strong enough, and it's like, you just need to hope to Christ that you just need to hope to... It's hard to put the words in there. You need to hope that the next week in the window is productive. We need a whole new back 3, 5, 6, really, because it's just not... We could not string 2-3 passes together When we did, it was just easily intercepted. Um, what I will give Tranmere Rovers a lot of credit for, they shut a lot of avenues down. They didn't play like Notts County did. Notts County played open, flowing football. But I'm not going to say that's the David Artell effect, because Grimsby have always been able to play well against teams that play flowing football. They just can, because they're being allowed to play. To be fair to Tranmere, they didn't allow us to play. And this is also a prime example of again, and I've said this in a previous review, today was a prime example of when David Artell's style of play doesn't work. This is because, we've got to be fair to David. He hasn't got the players to play the way he wants to play. Toby Malarkey can't play out from the back. Harvey Rogers can't play out from the back. Harvey Cartwright's not great with the ball at his feet. It's kind of like the back four were passing amongst themselves, but forgetting about Tranmere's press. I sit there as a fan and I go, you're not getting it. I don't know whether it's the players not getting David's message, or whether David just is too stubborn in his own way to go, do you know what? This isn't working. Let's go direct for 5-10 minutes, just to try and get a foothold in it. Because he said in his post-match that he could see that most of the players, some were trying to play it and some were trying to smash it. I agree with what Matt Dean said in regards to Guy Croft's comment. The players looked confused. They didn't know what they were doing. But that also makes you wonder where the lads can do what they're being asked to do. And we can say a lot of these players aren't David Artell's. You can say that. The way I look at it is they're Grimsby Town players. Where the David Artells or where the Marshmallow Mans. At the end of the day, it's still a defeat to a fellow lower league, lower end of the table team. And if you didn't believe that Town will finish, I'm going to be honest now, they will finish no higher than 17th this season. Just not good enough. If we finish 17th, we'll be lucky. Because this has been an abysmal season. Yes, it starts from the beginning onwards to this, but we're 28 games into a league campaign. We're down here on merit. We're down here because we deserve to be one of the bottom 5 teams. And Colchester are finding a renaissance under the Cowleys. It's just lucky that Sutton and Forest Green are so poor. But to be fair to Sutton, they picked up a battling point today at Walsall. So, we got battered against Walsall. Things just don't feel right now for Grimsby, and they're not. And as a fan, I'm giving us February, because if we look at the situation from where we were on October the 28th to where we are now, January the 27th, 3 months on from it, we're no better off. We're no better than we were 3 months ago. Or we'll say that, we were 2 weeks without a manager or something like that. So let's be honest, 9 weeks. Pretty much in 9 weeks, we are no better off than what we were when Paul Hurst was here. No better off. We're staying the same, practically the same league position. If anything, everyone else has closed up. And it's just like, we've got to, as a fan base and as players, we've got to stand up and go, we're putting ourselves in this. We are a poor team. We are. It's blatantly obvious. If you look at the league table as we are at the minute, we lie in 20th place with 28 points from 28 games with a -10 goal difference. Yes, it's 7 points clear of Sutton. And obviously our goal difference is far better than Sutton, so you could make that 8. But, if you were to look at this and go, look at who we're losing to. Obviously Salford won today as well, which knocks us down an extra space. But our defence needs some serious work on, and he's got a week left to do business. He's got till, I think it's till Thursday to get more business done, and to be honest, February is such an important. I know this is a review, but I'm actually going to show people basically what we've got. What I'm going to, what we've got, and then I'll go over this in another preview. But in the next month, so we're talking from Accrington on Saturday, we're home to league leader Stockport, a crunch game away at Colchester on February 13th. We're home to Doncaster Rovers, and we're away to Morecambe in February. These next 5 fixtures will tell me where we are, because 2 of the teams that we've got in that period are directly below us. So that is telling you that, we've got to have a good window. We've got to have a good last week of the window. Otherwise, yes, I will say this. If we do not have a good February, we're in relegation trouble. And there is no getting away from that. David Artell can't spin it. Paul Hurst couldn't spin it. The board can't spin it. If we have a bad February, we're in trouble, guys. And that is... I'm not going to sit here and BS any of you. If we have a bad February, yes, we will be in relegation trouble. I personally think, if I'm honest, I think we've got to win at least 3 of them, draw 1 of them, and can probably afford to maybe lose to Stockport. You don't want to, but knowing Grimsby will be up for Stockport. But when you look at teams like this, and you look at runs like our February, if we don't have a good February, we're in major trouble. We're only a couple of losses away from being in the relegation scrap. And we are. And at the end of the day, we can blame whatever manager, we can blame anything else. You blame those players on the pitch. They're doing it, and we have to. We have to look at our defence and go, we know this defence isn't good enough. But it's just making me sick. I know I'm now rambling, and I want to get you guys' opinion on this. But this is the first time I've gone, if we do not have a good February, we're in trouble. Massive trouble. And I've just run off our fixtures there. Could it be relegation for Grimsby for another time? David Artell's adamant that we won't. It's not what I'm seeing right now. Whether they're David Artell's players or whether they're Paul Hurst's players. They're the ones putting the shirts on. Not David, not Paul. They're the ones putting the shirts on. They're not doing the job on the pitch. Consistently enough. Again, our defensive issues are massively a come down for the club. Toby Malarkey and Harvey Rodgers, in my opinion, should be nowhere near the first 11. Surely we can get better defenders than them two. I think Harvey Rodgers alone away might do him some good because he's got no confidence at all. I say loan because he's on such a long contract, but unlike Camille, who's going to want to come in for him right this moment? Nobody. Another issue just before I finish, our midfield. Where the hell was it? You know, one of the biggest issues that we've had at Grimsby this season, we haven't had a midfield either. I'm absolutely stunned that Gav Holohan did not start. I am stunned that he didn't start today. Absolutely stunned that he did not get a starting berth. He's the only midfielder at the minute who seems to be able to get his foot on the ball and do anything with. And then when he did, you know, we talk about our former manager doing it. When he was making the changes, he was making them. He was making the odd ones, but it's like people did criticise when it was our former manager. Like what could a Bikwu do then? You know, what could Gav do with 4 minutes? You know, can someone please explain to me? All this, and I'm sat here thinking, yes, I'm rambling, but I'll be honest, I'm very close to saying I'm concerned. I'm very, very concerned because, you know, you've got teams like Colchester that have improved. You've got teams, you know, that you know are coming here. Like Tranmere, who aren't far away from us table-wise, didn't have to hardly do anything. Like I said, they had the territory a lot of the time. Dulot didn't need to do a lot. David Artell's got a big week ahead. So now it's over to you. Now it's over to you fans. You tell me what you think David Artell needs in the last week of the transfer window. There's talk about somebody on trial, where that happens or not. But we need some movement, and we don't need movement in the attacking areas. We need movement in the midfield because we've got to replace Camille Conte somehow, and we've got. I believe we've got to bring Gav back in. Because to be honest with you, the most consistent player for us in midfield this year has been Gav Holohan. And I'm absolutely stunned that he didn't get in. And not only that, we need another centre-back. We need... I wouldn't have played Harvey Rodgers. I'd have played Naamar. I can't understand why Harvey Rodgers got the nod. Harvey Rodgers can't play out from the back, so I don't know why in the world he plays him. And you know, I would rather fans don't like this. I would rather play Jake Eastwood for the remainder of the season, or at least for a little while, because I don't see what other Grimsby Town fans see in Harvey Cartwright. Decent young goalkeeper, but he's not even ours, and he's not that outstanding. He pulls off the odd good save here or there. You know? Well, good for him. But, you know, fans will say, well, it's the people in front of him. It's all of them. It's all of them. I'm not blaming any of the attacking lads because they had nothing today. So now it's your turn. You tell me, are you concerned? Are you concerned that this could turn into a relegation battle? I would say, like I've said in this video, if we do not have a good February, then you've got. I will say at the end of the fixtures in February, if we're not 18th, or we haven't picked up at least 10 points out of those games, if we don't pick up at least 10 to 13 points between next weekend and the end of February, we're in trouble. And I want us to be on 42 points, realistically, by the time we finish this month. Because if we don't beat Doncaster, we don't beat Colchester, Accrington don't pull up any trees, I think, you've just got to hope the teams below us are that much worse than us. I think they are going forward, but they're not much better, if not, they're not much worse when it comes from the back. So, I don't know what else to say, guys. Like I said, this is now down to you. Please leave me your comments down below. What do you think the Mariners need to do in the transfer market in this last week? Do you think we've got enough to stay up? I'm starting to question whether we do at the back. I'm not going to talk about the manager going out or anything like that, but this is going to start to become a serious period, and the players have to look at themselves and say, yeah, we're causing the problem. No one else is causing the problem. We're causing the problem. So leave your comments for me down below. Any questions as well you've got for me. If you were at the game, let me know what you thought. Did you see it differently to me? I don't think anyone around the ground really did. Please do like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button. I will be doing any transfer information. So I know I'm stumbling on my words, but it's more shock and a little bit worried, to be honest. So do hit the like button, the bell button. That will also let you know when I upload the preview for the Accrington game, but also any important transfer business that Grimsby can get done between this video going up and the end of the window on Thursday. So like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. Leave your comments down below. Leave your opinions. I really want to know this. Like the video, that will let YouTube know that you love my content. And I will see you guys, well, hopefully early in the week as we hopefully look over the transfer window and hope for some positivity, because right now, even for me, one of the most positive Grimsby fans out there, I'm struggling to see any. But I would not miss. I'm going to leave this one more thing for fans. Are you like me? I would not miss Harvey Rogers, and I would not miss Toby Malarkey. Point blank. Leave me your comments down below and your opinions, and I'll see you in the next one. See you soon, guys. Bye bye for now. I would say up the Mariners, but not at the minute.